The money that you make from a job, you can consider it the fruit of your labor. You stop working, no more fruit. But passive income is like planting a fruit tree. It's going to take some time for it to start to bear fruit, but you don't have to keep working to keep reaping the benefits. I'm Terrell Higgins, your real estate and personal finance nerd, and today I'm going to be breaking down 5 different passive income streams that can actually scale and replace the income from your job. And I have personally tried all 5 of these methods, and the last one, I guarantee you've probably never even heard of. Let's get into it. So first things first, truly passive income is a myth. Everything is going to take some work up front to get it going, but unlike your 9 to 5, these passive income streams will not stop when you stop. So number 1 is single family real estate. And I know what you're thinking, not again with this real estate stuff. But the twist is, I actually don't think real estate is a good passive income stream to actually live off of. The income can be unpredictable because of vacancies, and there are years where the entire amount you made across the year, you have to give back at the end because of repairs. My wife and I own multiple investment properties, and we've experienced this on more than one occasion. We had thousands and thousands of dollars saved from the income of that property across the year, only to have a pipe break or a roof repair or an HVAC repair, and all the income have to go right back into the property. So that is not a reliable stream of income to actually live off of. Real estate is great for generating long-term wealth, but it is terrible as an income stream until the properties are paid off. So unless you've held your properties for 20, 30 years and actually managed to pay off some of those properties, I would not rely on real estate as your primary income stream. So number 2 is dividend stock investing. So if you invest in a company, some companies will actually repay some of those profits back to the shareholders in the form of dividends. And if you hold those stocks or ETFs for more than a year, then they get treated as long-term capital gains. And you actually pay 0 taxes on the first $94,000 of capital gains, which is wild. So typical dividend yields are between 6 and 8%, but there is a way where you can actually supercharge your dividend stock returns. It's called covered call ETFs. If you buy into these covered call ETFs, it's possible to get 30, 40, and I've seen as high as 68% dividends across a given year. So let's do a little example here. So if you were trying to replace $100,000 income, if you had an 8% return, you would need $1.25 million to get that $100,000 income. But if you have a covered call ETF with a 40% return, you only need $250,000. So I tried peer-to-peer lending for a while, and the expected returns were supposed to be between 12 and 13%. But because of people defaulting on their loans, the actual returns dropped between 4 and 6%, which is not great. You can do way better just buying into an S&P 500 index fund. But there is a different kind of lending that has much better returns and is much more reliable. It's called securities lending.
What you talking about, Willis?
In a taxable brokerage account, your brokerage can actually lend out your securities to short sellers for a fee. You get to maintain control over your stocks, collecting any dividends, getting any growth from those stocks. And on top of that, you get a portion of that fee from their lending activity. And you can expect between 8 and 9% every year from these lending activities. So securities lending synergizes very well with dividend stock investing. And if I was to ever step away from my job, I would actually use a combination of dividend stock investing and securities lending to actually live off of. So number 4 is renting out anything. And this is where we get creative. You can actually make money these days by renting out pretty much anything, whether that's your swimming pool, a parking space, a room in your home, power tools, a vehicle. You can make money renting out pretty much anything. And I actually made a full business out of this. So I rent out a passenger van on Terrell, and I typically make between $600 and $1,000 a month when the van is running. The key here is to find something that there is a demand for and is going to require minimum upkeep on your part to maintain that revenue stream. And I've heard of people spinning off this particular passive income stream into full-on businesses that completely replace their W-2 income. So number 5 is the one that you've probably never heard of. It's called crypto staking. So without going down a whole rabbit hole explaining all the nuances of crypto staking, I'll give you the simple explanation that crypto staking is just holding on to cryptocurrency for a period of time, and as compensation, you get more cryptocurrency. So here's an example of how it works. So say you were staking 100 tokens. And that particular crypto network gives you a 5% reward for staking. So by the end of the month, you'll have 105 tokens. And the returns for crypto staking vary wildly. So if you have a more stable coin like Ethereum, your annual returns could be around 3%. But if you're invested in a more speculative cryptocurrency, you could see as high as 500%. But be warned that higher returns usually mean higher risk. And cryptocurrency is like the wild, wild west. But at one point, we personally had a $13,000 stake in a cryptocurrency, and we were getting rewards around $1,200 a month from that stake in that cryptocurrency. And it cranked out this reward for several years before it ran into issues and more than compensated what our initial investment was in that cryptocurrency. So crypto staking has actually changed a lot from when I initially started doing it. And now they actually have liquid staking tokens that allow you to actually maintain control over your token while you're staking it and do other things at the same time, like lend it out. So it is possible to stack staking and cryptocurrency lending together in a very similar way that you could stack dividend investing and securities lending. So you could see how this particular income stream could scale and replace your 9-to-5 job. So there you have it. Those are the 5 passive income streams that I think you could invest in and actually replace your 9-to-5 job. And it's really about finding the right mix of these strategies that works best for you. And if you're curious about what that first $100,000 that you make in passive income could actually mean for your finances, I actually did a full video on what happens to your net worth after that first $100,000. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.